Yeah, tough one. The challenge cannot be much higher than playing a second leg in Bernabeu with spectators. But it's a big challenge and there's also big excitement around this match, around this fixture. So we we know what's coming, and will be an exciting match and a tough challenge.
You've avoided the English clubs. Was that important to you or not?
Not important, but always nice, because it's European nights, and it's always nice to play European teams, and maybe not at this kind of stage the teams that you play already so many times in the domestic competitions.
You mentioned the fans at the Bernabeu. As it stands at the moment, you won't have any fans at either leg. And how big a disadvantage would that be?
It would be disadvantage, but listen, I mean, in general, I think this game is for the spectators, and the game changes so much with spectators. So hopefully we find the solutions. I'm pretty sure everybody at the club, at the board, will fight for a chance. I don't know how big the possibility is, but the game, these especially these games, but any game is for the spectators, and the game is a different game when the crowd is in the stadium. So hopefully we make it happen somehow.
Next up, FA Cup. Just the team news for that one. Reece James ready to start?
We have Reece Callum and Andreas Christensen uncertain. They're in training, but not yet in full training yesterday. So let's see. There's still some checks to do, and can be a very tight race, and maybe it's a bit too close.
Given what's been said between Middlesbrough and Chelsea this week, and the comments from Steve Gibson, are you expecting quite a hostile reception tomorrow for the team?
Well, I expect a FA Cup atmosphere. I don't think there's any need for more hostile, and I don't think these are the words that we should use in football, and especially not in these terms. Football is the opposite of war. Football is about the love of the game and passion and respecting the opponent and supporting your own team, and this is what we expect. Emotional stadium, emotional crowd. We love the competition. I love the FA Cup, so we expect a tough match, a tough away match against a strong team, and not more than that, but this is what we expect, and it will be like a challenge for us.
And will you be on the plane today, flying up there?
Yeah, actually, everybody worked hard to make it happen, and it is gone through. So it's organized. We can travel by plane, which is very, very good, because, as you know, we had the last matches only two days in between to rest, and it's very important to minimize the time of travel and to maximize the time for recovery, to reduce the risk of injury. So yeah, we're very happy. Everything is organized as usual, and can prepare in a normal way.
Yeah, and just finally, you may have seen it. What have you made of there have been links this week with you and Manchester United? What's your reaction to that?
It's actually no reaction at all, because do you feel me less committed to the club or less involved in the club in my situation? I think absolutely not. I told many times that I love to be here, and I love to work for Chelsea, and that this club has everything what it needs to make me happy, and that's why there is no need, and we have plenty of reasons to stay in the moment here, and this is what we're doing.
Good luck tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thomas, from a sporting integrity point of view, is it important that fans are allowed to attend these cup matches moving forward?
Cup match tomorrow.
And the Champions League matches as well.
Yeah, but well, there are sanctions also for a certain reason, and we have also to respect this. So I don't think it makes much sense if I shout out that this is we have to protect whatever integrity of the competition and make a huge point out of it. We have also sanctions that we have to follow, like it or not. And now I have trust in the board, who are in dialogue with UEFA, in dialogue with the government here, to find maybe exemption and maybe logic exemptions to find solutions that the spectators can be in the stadium, because yeah, of course we can we can see a point that it should not be put maybe on the spectators not to attend matches like this, the sanctions, but it needs to be in the regularities, and I'm absolutely sure, and I'm aware of that the board is trying hard to find solutions for the situation, but we also have to respect that we are in this situation and adapt to whatever comes.
Reece James has been called up for England. He's not featured in his last 3 matches for Chelsea.
Yeah.
Were you slightly surprised by that?
Yes, yes and no. I would also always call Reece up, no matter what, if I was the head coach of the English team. So that's why I'm not surprised. The moment, he is in the moment. Yesterday he was not match ready. Let's see what happens tomorrow. But he comes now from I think altogether 9 weeks of injury, and we have to do late tests and then see if he is even able to do the full team training and the full test to be match ready tomorrow, which is in big doubt. And I think if this is not the case, it makes no sense that he will go.
Just finally for me, Thomas, the Chelsea Supporters Trust, they've called for fans to be given more representation on the board when a takeover takes place. Is that something you welcome? Because in Germany, of course, you've got the 50+1 rule, which seems to go down quite well.
Yes, but I think like for every situation and for every how do you call it, for every structure is a pro and there are cons. And actually, I don't want to get too much involved in this. There's like a sale of the club. We hope we will find a new owner soon, because this will calm the situation down. This will give us clarity, and clarity is always good. And let's see what the concept is. I think like there are like you say, the situation in Germany. Some of them have good experiences. I would say some of them don't have so good experiences. But I think this is for any concept and for every possibility to run a club, there are pros and cons, and it's not on me to decide and judge.
Thomas, have you been just personally interested in keeping across some of the people who've expressed an interest in buying the club, or are you staying out of it at the moment?
I'm absolutely not involved, zero.
But just like the rest of us, reading people and what they have to say about it.
Oh, well, I'm informed. I'm informed from time to time, but as you know, we have also a pretty tight schedule, so I'm happy to not be informed of every little step and of every little change in the process, because that gives me also the advantage to focus on football and to focus on the stuff here and the environment that I can influence, and this is the 60-80 people here in Cobham. So I'm quite happy about it, but of course I am informed, but not asked, and this is also not necessary. It's not my job and not my role.
These things, by their very nature, though, can sometimes take longer than anybody wants to make sure you get the right owner, the right deal. Yeah,
but I think there's quite pressure on the timeline, and I think everybody works hard to adapt to the situation that we don't have so much time.
You hope it's done sooner rather than later?
Yeah, for sure. Everybody does. Everybody does. Everybody does, and as I understand, there's like the hope is, that there is. We can trust that this is maybe solved quicker than normal, than usual.
And just finally, on the pitch in the Premier League this month, you've won all your games. The way you've handled this difficult situation off the pitch is quite broad. It's all around the country, all around the world. Should we just name you now Manager of the Month for March?
Oh no, it's nice of you, but I'm always a bit careful when I get so much flowers from you guys. And it's like there's something around the corner happening, or like behind the door. So let's keep it low, and I do my best, and I feel the support here in the club from day one. That makes me feel safe, and then I do my best to play my role and push things forward. But thanks.
Antoine?
Thomas, knowing the history of Chelsea's managerial changes over the years, when you joined, did you ever imagine that the ownership would probably change before you left?
No, absolutely not. Could not have imagined that. That was absolutely out of any range of possibilities. and that's why it makes you aware. You cannot plan your life. It will always catch up with you. Reality will always catch up with you and put your plans to bed, and you have to make new plans, or it makes you aware that you have to live in the moment, enjoy the moment. That was actually how I told you, like what I did from the very beginning when I stepped in, because it was so short notice. Next day was a match, 3 days later was a match. Like it was lockdown from Corona, travel restrictions. So I was more or less living in a hotel, like with my three friends and 3 staff members, and we were actually living like life on a daily basis, and it was like also pretty enjoyable. And now again in completely different circumstances. Yeah, that's what we do, and it just, like I said, shows you don't plan too far ahead, and enjoy the moment, and be the best you can be in the present and right now, and this is what we try.
I know you said you won't have any role in choosing the ownership, but you are an employee of the club. So in terms of the next owner, what kind of attributes would you like to have for your next boss?
Actually, I am an employee, and that's why I'm ready to play my role, and I'm ready to adapt, and let's see what's coming. I mean, it's uncertain times, and uncertainty can create sometimes. Can create for some people fear, or like uncertain feelings. Is absolutely normal, but we can also trust. We can also trust in what we have, in the culture of the club, and in what we have here in Cobham, in the quality of support, quality of the group. So we can trust in that, and trust for a good outcome. This is what we do. We stay positive. And hopefully it will come like this, but it makes not so much sense to reflect about the role, that how it might change of a new owner, because the new owner is not here. The ideas are not set out. We don't know what's coming. So let's cross the river when we're at the bridge, and we are right now not at the bridge.
Are there any attributes you think they should have, regardless of owner or ownership?
Hopefully they love winning. That would be a big plus.
Okay, we need to start wrapping up this session, so we'll do Nick and then Simon.
Thomas, your reaction to the win in Lille, it seemed maybe that win in itself meant as much to you as any of the others you've had as Chelsea boss. Obviously you were really animated, and shared it with the supporters as well.
Yeah, it was a very special moment, because there was so many supporters there, and it was like these discussions if they should be allowed in or not, and then they are there, and they take the travel, and they see us in the fighting spirit that we maybe did not play our most beautiful game there. Maybe it was also not possible, but we found a way to win, and we found a way, I think, again to transport the energy up into the stands. So when I came out for the interviews, they were still there and cheering. So it was a very, in this moment, it was very special, actually. But I'm not judging the games over other games or the results or the feelings, but the moment felt very, very good, because it is, if you sign for Chelsea, if you work for Chelsea, myself, I demand simply like to finish in the top 4, and to be in the quarterfinal. So this makes you, and I know how hard it is. I know how hard it is to be in the top 4, and maybe for everybody else, and can see me, but he cannot be happy with top 4, whatever. But this is super competitive. So top 4 and the quarterfinal is a kind of step that tells you, okay, we're like on the right track, and from here we go, and from here we compete. Of course, always we compete for more, but it is a kind of a milestone in every season, and that's why I felt this kind of relief, and of course given the situation. But I was very, very happy for the players, and music was on in the dressing room, and you have this kind of relief for a big step, for a little milestone in the season, and that's why.
Simon.
Hi Thomas, has anyone senior addressed you and the squad together like Petter did on the day of the sanctions since that happened? Has anyone sort of addressed the group?
The whole group? No, me personally, yes, but not the whole group. The whole group is addressed by more or less by me and Petter. about the situations. Marina joined us in the travel and in the travel in the day before in Lille, which was very nice because it simply shows you that we are together on this and we have trust in each other. And I think it's about the little things now and to do the little things right, and that give you trust and stability and make you look forward, and you can see it that it works, and it's maybe, you know, less is more also in this case, less information and not coming every day with a new turnaround and with a new change of events. So trying to keep it calm, and if we have something to announce, it's announced by normally Petter, me, and that's the way it is.
Is the message sort of stayed the same, sort of business as usual?
In the moment, yes, but the message is actually that the message is the daily basis. The daily basis, how it works here, is the message, and you know that it's maybe more important to that the players feel it and see it. That we still managed a way, like to organize like the match day routine and the match day -1 today, the travel routine, as normal as possible, and they will not feel a difference today, and that's, I think, the important sign, because you can talk a lot about nothing will change when suddenly you go on the bus or you go on the coach and you drive 6 hours to the game. You can tell them nothing will change, but everything changes. So it's better the other way around, that we work hard and not involve the players too much what's going on, but we take the responsibility with the organization team, with the board, try to work hard on the things to make it as comfortable and as normal for the players as possible, so they can stay in the process of staying focused, of focusing on the match, and of staying in their routines. That's what I wanted to say.
And I appreciate the summer transfer window is perhaps not the top of your priorities right
Absolutely
now.
not.
But are you concerned that whilst this delay of the new owners is going on, that your rivals may be making ground on perhaps players you were thinking?
You can see it that way, but still, I don't focus on the problem so much. Yeah, maybe it will come this way. Maybe player will decide for something that he would not have decided if the situation would have been different. Okay, maybe, but there are so many ifs in this. So, like, if it comes to this, we will find a solution. I still believe that Chelsea will stay strong. Chelsea will hopefully stay football first. Will hopefully stay like in team first club. And I have trust, and I believe in our ability to adapt, and we will find solutions again once the situation is cleared and once we are able to act, hopefully, again.